Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. Welcome, fellow Kryptonians. You're joining us for the hottest 2 hours in crypto, TA, news, entertainment, and, well, so much more. Love to be back this Wednesday hump day with all of you. And, of course, as always, joined by the Kraken Crypto analysts. We've got, of course, lead analyst Alex here with us. Alex, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. And we got Jason with us today as well. Jason, how's it hanging?
Oh, you know I'm always doing well.
All right. What's on your mind?
Got back from the gym a little bit, feeling a little bit sore. Now I'm just looking at the charts going, maybe I got to unhedge soon here. Alex pointed it out to me. I hadn't looked at it here in a little bit, but we are just closing right up on that 75 hole here.
Yeah, that lactic acid build up, I bet you're feeling it. Kind of how some market participants probably feeling this.
I like it. I'd rather feel this pain than market pain of watching the charts.
Yeah, I bet some people are in some pain right now. Yesterday we were looking hella droopy. Things looked like they were swirling around the bull before the big flush. And then, of course, midstream, yeah, just as we were streaming, I think Alex called it on the lower time frame, saying, you know what, this looks like we're springing up here. We're going to get a nice reversal in this spot. I don't know what his exact words were, but it was along those lines. And yeah, we reversed pretty good indeed. People, yesterday's candle turned out to be a bit of like a hammer doji, and still managed to close marginally.
Hey, is something wrong with DLive?
We're not live on DLive?
We're not live on DLive?
Nope.
Oh my god, what is it with Restream lately? Well, let's give it a shot, guys. This would be hella disappointing, but I'm gonna see if I can't fix it, guys. Hang tight.
I believe in you.
Live and Twitch aren't online either. What's going
No,
on?
Twitch is online. I'm watching Twitch right now.
Oh, Twitch is online. Well, it says offline here, but Twitch is online. Alright, well, what if I toggle this? And I toggle this. Oh, here we go. And Twitch just moved to online status. Man, Restream, you're really, throwing a wrench in the works as of late. Let's go. Alright, don't tell me I got to restart the stream in order to do this. This kind of throws things off. Alright, I'm going to do exactly that then. I have no choice. Let's do a very brief stop.
Do it all over?
Well,
What do we gotta do?
No, I'm just gonna interrupt the stream. That should hopefully kick it on, and hopefully it doesn't break up today's YouTube installment. But stand by, guys. I'm gonna take a quick. Yep, this looking better. D Live.
Twitch is still going.
Unable to connect to D Live. What's going on with D Live? What's going on with D Live? You guys know D Live today? Oh, sending data. Hold on. Unable to connect. Might be an issue, guys, between Restream and D Live today. Not sure what to tell you. Might have to roll with it. Might have to keep going on YouTube. And if Restream's sending data, it might clear up, guys. It might clear up. It's gonna keep trying. There it goes. It just clicked on. All right, back to work, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing
All
to
right,
see here.
let's get back. Let's get right back into it. Let's just drag this up a touch. All right. As I was saying, yesterday's daily candle ended up getting gobbled up, turning into a bit of a doji hammer candle here, and we've pumped pretty good today. Got it this nice, nice move up to 36.5 on Bitcoin. So. Anybody, I guess, who panic shorted at the bottom or sold right here, probably feeling a bit uncomfortable with the way things presently sit at 36.5. All right. Well, now that we're live, let's continue. And also, I was going to have to, of course, mention I was just going briefly over the Bitcoin price action, but today, of course, is the Wednesday community mentorship session. That means today's show is only going to run an hour and a half. We'll try and there's not too much news today. So I'm going to try to breeze through this intro segment, get right into Alex's analysis. And
there was one piece of news that I did want to cover. So if there's not a lot of big news, there's a discussion by the CFTC about DeFi. I popped it over to News Pulse Premium, but you might not have seen it.
You might have. Did you just drop it now?
Like half an hour ago.
All right, let me check. Yeah, I'll certainly get into that, but I was just going to notify everybody. Yeah, today's show is going to run a little shorter on account of the mentorship session. That's usually what we do on Wednesday, so not your full 2-hour installment, but rather an hour and a half. I'm going to aim for the D-Live chest for around 2:15, so 1 hour, 5 minutes from now, we're going to be opening that D-Live chest, just so everybody is aware of that. And finally... alright, I guess that's it for now. We're going to roll for now. I'm going to try and get that news article up as well in the next segment. But in the meantime, let's quickly explore a little review of some price action here in crypto land. Here's a look at Ethereum. Still stuck below the baseline. It did pick up a bit of steam along with Bitcoin's move, currently at 26.05. Let's hope this continues. Might even be able to close a little bit above the baseline today if we get another bullish impulse. Fingers crossed. I am looking for a couple green days. Although looking at the bubbles in the background, I can tell there's actually a pretty good day in Altland. But let's continue looking at a few more majors. Here's a look at EOS, currently at $5. Let's keep rolling. Not much to be said or done here. And I do kind of have to hurry this along. Quickly checking in on Doge. Doge currently at 34 cents. Tapped the baseline. Has since reversed today. And even WADA is starting to pick up some negative momentum. Will Doge finally take its next big dive here? We'll find out. Link at $25. Not much to say here. Not a lot going on XRP. XRP currently at 90 cents. Here's a look at DOT. DOT getting above the baseline. The other indicator is not doing a lot, but maybe that's going to do something here. Here's a quick look at Kusama, of course, the perennial strong coin that I seem to review every day. But here is Kusama, currently at $460, and a continuation long being printed by Minx today.
A nice one.
It is
That
a
might
nice
be a
one.
great one too. Yeah, if you break
Yeah.
above that current
That's
resistance,
Very
yeah,
ooh la la.
Yes, high levels of ooh la la detected over in the Kusama galaxy. But there's a quick
you
look
might
at
be able to take that up to 575, no problem.
that. Would be cool. I got to save time for our analysts to get into all that. Here's a look at BNB. Surprised, but yeah, here's BNB close, still hanging around above the baseline. Wonder when Minx will finally turn around, and surprised this isn't signaling for a long from Minx yet, but I guess it's in the oscillator. Still has some work to be done. Uni closing above the baseline. Quite a few of these charts starting to look a bit like each other. Here's the Uni at $24. Not really much to do on it.
Starting to look like each other.
Yeah. Here is Cardano, currently $1.62, and yeah, not much to be done here. I can't help but notice WADA starting to poke its head out above this filter line, or the noise line, whatever you guys call it. But currently there. And GME, wow, the GME drama continues. GME season in full effect, currently at $313. Will it keep going? Crazy. And here's a look at AMC, kind of down again today, $49 AMC. All right, we've done enough price scanning for today. I do want to hurry things along. Let's get into bubbles real briefly. Here's a look at the big recovery day in the alt space. Yes, yesterday was bloody as hell. Go figure. Get quite a recovery rally today. Some big gainers of the day. You got Bitcoin Gold up 28%. Man, where's Bitcoin Diamond? I could have sworn it was leading the charts earlier today. Did it get sold into so hard? I mean, I just had bubbles open a little while ago. Bitcoin Diamond was all up.
Bitcoin Gold.
Oh, there it is.
Bitcoin Gold is the real Bitcoin.
Yeah, but you know how bubbles is kind of weird on what they put up there and stuff, because like data was up like 160 right now,
and it's not
on there.
No, Bitcoin Gold and Diamond were two of the biggest bubbles when they loaded this about an hour ago. But I
remember
guess
seeing Bitcoin Diamond for sure. So
BTD was definitely in here, but let's go ahead with it anyway. Telcoin up 26% today. AMP, one of the biggest gainers, up 21%. Curve Finance, 22% gains on Curve Finance. You got the likes of Rune, Thorchain up 16%. Kusama, of course, we looked at. Big day for Kusama, up nearly 25%. And yeah, it's double-digit gains across many tokens. Most other coins up nearly 10% as well. Not many losers, if any, on bubbles today. Decent day in the alt space. Looks like Bitcoin's rally certainly fueled a bit of a rally on alts as well. All right, next, let's get into the next segment, guys. Like I said, I'm going to make this brief and to the point today in order to leave room on the other side. Damn it, how do I get my hands on this link that Alex posted to Premium News Pulse without breaking? I can, but it's going to break my OBS scene if I scroll down. Could you, by any chance, drop that link in Members Lounge for me?
Yeah, sure. One moment.
Much appreciated. I do any scrolling, my OBS scene will get tossed. There we go. Thank you kindly. You can delete that if you want, not to clutter that page. Let's have a look. All right, guys, we are looking at... you
want to scroll down. It's like 3/4 of the way down.
Understood.
Because it's a long CFTC meeting. It's a transcript from the meeting.
Understood. All right, so
It passed the citations.
Yes, up above the citations, I imagine. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is this part here in a pure peer-to-peer DeFi system? None of these benefits. Probably above that.
So.
Just above it or just below it?
There's subheadings. Look for a subheading that says DeFi.
Gotcha. Let's have a look, guys. Decentralized finance or DeFi is a rapidly expanding technology related to cryptocurrency and blockchain. As of January 2021, approximately $20 billion in cryptocurrency was invested in DeFi compared to approximately $1 billion at the beginning of 2020. According to the Financial Times, 2021, private investors have already backed 72 DeFi companies. As the saying goes, $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Pretty soon, you're talking real money. Given the explosive growth of this sector, federal regulators should become familiar with this new technology and its potential uses and be prepared to protect the public against misuse. Wikipedia describes.
You don't need to describe it to us. You can skip that part.
Definitely going to skip that part. If you type DeFi into Google search, a top link is to a CoinDesk article. What is DeFi? The subtitle asks DeFi is short for the subtitle states DeFi is decentralized finance, an umbrella term for a variety of financial applications in crypto or blockchain geared toward disrupting financial intermediaries. A threshold question is whether the public will benefit from disrupting the current financial system that relies extensively on financial intermediaries. Supporters of DeFi argue that cutting out intermediaries offers consumers more control over their investments, but middlemen such as banks, exchanges, futures, commissions, merchants, payment clearing facilities, asset managers, such as many of the ones you see at this conference, have developed over the past 200 or 300 years of modern banking and finance to reliably provide critical financial services to support financial markets and the investing public. Intermediaries provide information, analysis, and advice to the public seeking access to financial markets. Intermediaries often have fiduciary or other legal duties to act in the best interest of their customers. They provide liquidity to the markets and support the stability of the financial system in times of stress. They provide custody of assets and safeguards for investments. They're responsible for preventing money laundering through financial markets. Regulated and licensed intermediaries must meet established standards of conduct and can be held legally responsible for failing to meet those standards of conduct. Intermediaries can also be held accountable when things go wrong. Man, is there anything
Never happens.
Is there something these guys can't do? Man, like, talk about the Wonder Kids.
They're so responsible, and they're all held to account if anything goes wrong in the financial system. But continue.
Yes, today the United States is the most effective and efficient capital formation risk management markets in the world. When people the world over want to invest their money or manage their risks in safe ways, they come to the U.S. financial system. One of the key reasons our financial system is so strong is the legal protections that investors enjoy when they invest money in U.S. markets, most often through intermediaries. We have a system in which intermediaries are legally accountable for protecting customer funds. In many instances, such as the clearing system, if a counterparty fails to perform, an intermediary will make the customer whole. In a pure peer-to-peer DeFi system, none of these benefits or protections exist. There's no intermediary, no monitored markets for fraud and manipulation, prevent money laundering, safeguard deposited funds, ensure counterparty performance, or make customers whole when processes fail. A system without middlemen is a Hobbesian marketplace with each person looking out for themselves. Caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. Not only do I think that unlicensed DeFi markets for derivative instruments are a bad idea, I also do not see how they are legal under the CEA. The CEA requires futures contracts to be traded on designated contract markets, licensed and regulated by the CFTC. The CEA also provides that it's unlawful for any person other than an eligible contract participant to enter into a swap unless the swap is entered into, onto, or subject to the rules of the DCM. The CEA requires any facility that provides for the trading or processing of swaps to be registered as a DCM, a swap execution facility. DeFi markets platforms or websites are not registered as DCMs or SEFs. The CEA does not contain or any exemption from registration for digital currencies, blockchains, or these smart contracts. Apart from the legality issue, in my view, it's untenable to allow any unregulated, unlicensed derivative market to compete side by side with a fully regulated and licensed derivatives market. In addition,
they might win. What if they won?
Well, it would be unfair. I mean, it's what an advantage. All this decentralized stuff, free of any regulatory hurdles and sandbags, any strings.
What if free market capitalism actually won?
Mm-hmm. Let's have a look here. In addition to the absence of market safeguards, customer protections, unregulated market, it's unfair to impose the obligations, restrictions, and cost of regulation upon some market participants while permitting their unregulated competitors to compete or operate wholly free of such obligations, restrictions, and costs. Experience with the development of the shadow banking system shows that competition between regulated and unregulated entities in the same market can result in regulated entities assuming either more risks in order to generate higher yields necessary to compete with the unregulated competition, or seeking less regulation for themselves to level the playing field. Either of these reactions can introduce significant risks into the financial system. For all these reasons, we should not permit DeFi to become an unregulated shadow financing market in direct competition with regulated markets. CFTC, together with other regulators, needs to focus more attention to this growing area of concern and address regulatory violations appropriately. Thank you for the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. All right. Nice. Got through.
I think that last part is also a little funny because the Eurodollar system is essentially a shadow banking system, and it's operated under benign neglect. It's like, okay, well, the system works, so let's just let it do what it does. So the comparison to shadow banking, I think, is an interesting one, because either they have to admit that there should be more regulation over shadow banking, or that maybe DeFi will work just fine without the regulation involved.
I bet that's what it is right there, is that it'll work just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting little spotlight on DeFi from the CFTC. Can't have I guess these unbridled new nascent technologies compete head on with this fully sandboxed, fully regulated environment they have. But I mean, if they're already citing the so-called shadow banking system, you think they'd turn their sights on that. And that in itself already interconnects with the existing financial system. So it's like you wonder how many tools do these people really have in the basket to clamp down on DeFi, if again this existing system that already interwoven into the traditional finance, if they can't really do much about that, what power will you have to stop DeFi? Still goes to show you they consider.
Well, and that's just the thing, is that ultimately the government is not going to be able to regulate the DeFi protocols themselves, because they're almost extra legal. They don't exist in any country. They just exist, So all they can do is regulate what you do. They can ban you from using some form of DeFi protocols, and ban American websites from being able to connect to them. But that's just the thing about the smart contract stuff. They just exist out there in on the internet digitally. They're not in any one location.
Yeah. Buyer beware, indeed. I don't really see a huge problem. I understand that they do some good. I'm sure the regulators and some of the regulations do some good. I'm sure they prevent some people from getting fleeced. I'm sure they make some people whole when mistakes happen. And I'm sure they probably prevent some money laundering along the way. But, that has a huge overhead. This whole regulatory landscape, probably provides a great deal of inefficiency. And you got to wonder, is this an appropriate trade-off? I'm sure the CFTC thinks so. But with DeFi, I guess what I'm saying is that as a responsible power user, I haven't really experienced any of the pitfalls in the unregulated DeFi Wild West, but maybe just a little bit. With that said, these are risks that I, as an individual, I guess I'm ready to take on, and I'm not completely left wanting for more regulation to protect everybody else or myself in the space. So I feel like I understand where the CFTC is coming from. I mean, it's an old model, I guess is what I'm saying. Full of inefficiencies, lots of overhead. DeFi runs lean, and it's every man for himself, I guess, out here. Yeah. What else is there to say? Not a lot more to add to this. But still, interesting thoughts from the CFTC on DeFi. I guess so. I for one gonna embrace our cyberpunk, anarcho-capitalist future. where yes, DeFi upsets and displaces the entire traditional banking system. It might not be fair to the wider population, but hey, get yours, I get mine. Let's. Any further thoughts, Alex?
No,
To round
that's
this one out?
that's more or less what I wanted to cover. I thought it was very interesting. It's just one person's opinion. This is like testimony at a meeting, or it's just one person's thoughts, who has spoken before the CFTC. But I mean, this is now an opinion that they've heard. It's in their minds. So
yeah, I mean, traditional finance brings so many happy features together. Why would you want to change all that? Look how great of an operation we're running over here. No peril, no risk. You know, we keep the bad guys away. We keep making investors whole. This unregulated stuff is just too much of a danger for the common man. Better shut it down. All right, let's hop into the next story, and we'll get right on into the next segment in the show. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is one step closer to embracing Bitcoin. Billionaire Warren Buffett may soon be face-to-face with Bitcoin as the asset's adoption rate increases and forces the billionaire to possibly review his stances on the asset. I say fat chance, but let's have a look what this is about. This possibility stems from a recent investment made by Berkshire Hathaway to the parent company of Nubank. Berkshire Hathaway threw in a whopping $500 million as revealed by the company, which is a private digital bank. I think this was meant to say bank. It's a private digital bank based in Brazil. The company, which currently works with Bitcoin, boasts of 40 million users. Over the years, Warren Buffett has been firm on his take on Bitcoin and other digital currencies. The billionaire investor, who is certain that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, warned investors to stay away from Bitcoin.
No intrinsic value. None at all.
Vice Chairman Berkshire Hathaway Charlie Munger also branded Bitcoin disgusting, recounting his frustrations on the asset's success and how it irks him. Noting all the above, it's safe to say the likes of Bill Gates, Bitcoin's simply not Buffett's cup of tea. However, at the same time, the shock expressed at Bitcoin's success by Buffett and Munger, reflective of how Bitcoin has defied the odds and outperformed beyond most expectations. Bitcoin keeps this pace. There's every reason to speculate that Warren Buffett might just pay some more attention to the positives of Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. All right, so I guess what they're doing is, maybe his stance is flipping a bit because, yes, they are in talks to purchase this Nubank, $500 million in Brazil. And, of course, this is... This new bank, from my understanding, yes, it's a bit of a it's a new wave of less brick and mortar financial operations, and one that caters, of course, solely to the mobile crowd, the new crowd. And yes, it's based in Brazil, of course, but yes, the writing's on the wall. Potentially even Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway recognize the potential that these purely digital, very lightweight, direction that commercial banking is taking. Heck, maybe they'll even embrace Bitcoin one day. But in the meantime, I guess they're just in it for the customer client fees. Let's have a look. CoinSeed, forced to shut down, then promotes an obscene token targeting the New York Attorney General. All right, so the office of the New York Attorney,
making friends everywhere.
Yeah, crypto. Yeah, really poking the bear everywhere it goes. Office of the New York Attorney General, Letitia James sued the crypto company CoinSeed for fraud in February. This morning, CoinSeed announced it is shutting down. In a retaliatory screed, the company's CEO said he's giving away a token called Down with Letitia James, let's put it that way. Back in February, of course, the NYAG sued the crypto investment platform CoinSeed, alleging defrauding investors of over $1 million. Now the company's been forced to shut down. It's lashing out at James. So they have released this token. So this is the new way to, I guess, take a jab at people. You release a token, dissing them. It's no longer, before you used to throw down on a rap track. Now you're dropping tokens on Ethereum or something. I wonder if this is a BSC token or a, let's see here, on the address here. Let's click this address. Oh, it is an Ethereum token. There you go, guys. If you too have beef with the New York Attorney General, if you were a CoinSeed aficionado, who
there's only one.
let's have a look. Total supply 1F. Yeah, I guess that's all there. Never mind, gentlemen.
Well, but it still goes out to decimals. You can own. Oh, there's no holders yet.
That's weird. Nope.
You know, maybe it was just to release the token, make one.
Yeah,
make
it
your
had to be
statement.
just like a goof, like fuck this person.
Yes.
Someone buy it.
Make your statement and move along. So there you go, guys. Next time the judge upholds that bullshit speeding ticket in traffic court, you know how to get back at him. Just drop a token on the blockchain commemorating your distaste.
This doesn't have to do with that specifically, but wasn't there a coin on Ethereum that was made a while ago that had a supply of 1, and basically it just kept getting bought by each person, and then it just kept increasing the price?
I don't know. Maybe.
They were trying to make the most expensive coin out there.
Oh. It doesn't ring any bells, but sounds like a bit of a paid-forward campaign.
It was interesting because it got bought up like 60 times, and it got up to like 20,000 the last time I remember it, but that's why I forgot what it was called.
I can't recall, but that's it, guys. There is a quick look at the news today. I do have to keep things brief on account of the mentorship session. We're going to end the show half an hour early in order to accommodate that, so... Alright, let's get into the live chat. Let's see who's with us today. Let's breeze through this segment as well. Let me just expand my chat window a smidge and scroll up, see who's with us here. Ron Legato waving. Shoutouts to Ron Legato on YouTube. Jordan Stotts, hey guys. Shoutouts to Jordan. In it for the win on YouTube says, our Pirate Chain will be the next Bitcoin. Alright, we have a Pirate Chain fan in the house. What were we saying?
I said that's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard.
Well, yeah, sure, but you know, but people mean that kind of roughly. I don't think they mean it's going to be literally the next Bitcoin or you know, direct competitor to Bitcoin, but maybe just successful akin to Bitcoin's success and cement its place in the crypto world. You know, with what we saw, recently between the pipeline hacks and the feds. Do you guys hear about the huge bust of the international criminal organizations? The feds.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the feds gave them a fake anonymous chatting app. You know, which was
the phone. It came with phones too. It was like
phones, that's right.
Hardware installed with it.
Exactly. So it was the preferred communication method for a bunch of criminal networks that I guess they were unaware was actually supplied and eavesdropped on by the feds. It kind of goes to show you that you know, we might be entering a new phase in technology in the future, where if you do want privacy, if you do want to free yourself from the tentacles of the NSA, the big security apparatus, you might have to take control. You might have to take control of your operating system, your hardware, and something like Pirate Chain, which I think comes, you know, also includes like some kind of Linux-based operating system, something very security and privacy oriented. You know, we might have to go down this path where, you know, the average user will have to beef up their technology chops, again, if they want to free themselves from the tentacles. So, Pirate Chain, very ambitious. As the internet morphs and changes and becomes more regulated, people are gonna probably flee to more private networks, more private operating systems, something that I think Pirate Chain is intending to do. So there you go. These are quick Pirate Chain shilling today. Dark Rico with us on DLive. Howdy. Good to see you, Mr. Rico. Mr. Ether says nothing will be the next Bitcoin. Yes, I do agree. Bitcoin has its utility figured out. What with that hard cap, 21 million, and all that scarcity nailed down paths, security unlock, you name it, Bitcoin has got it. Plenty of other utilities and uses to build around though for the other cryptos. Toby 1233 on YouTube. Hello, Ernest the Gaia. Shoutouts to you too. What will be the next big application on the Bitcoin protocol besides a currency application? I don't know if Bitcoin really needs to do much else besides what it currently can do. Potentially just maybe more privacy features, more
layers.
more maybe some additional things that side chains can do. Potentially some form of collateralization, something that DeFi-like protocols that can somehow interface with Bitcoin would be great. Longbeard, good morning, everyone. Shoutouts to Longbeard. A very good morning to you. Any special guest appearances today? Asked Jordan Stotts. Not that I'm aware of. We don't really do guest appearances on here, but maybe one of these days.
Jim Carrey's coming in today.
All right, I see your request. Stand by for that. Mike-A-Roni on Twitch. New to the community, but love what you guys are doing. Well, thank you, Mike-A-Roni. You're here at the right place. Stand by, because we're about to get into the TA. The best part of the show is not so much the intro, but rather the TA and all the requests and the insight on crypto and the wider markets that our analysts provide.
Don't you cut yourself short, Jack.
I'm just the host. I don't do that much around here. $5 USD super chat from Mr. Ether, very generous, $5. We're gonna have to get that 2 for $5 Big Mac combo at McDonald's. Jason, just you and me later. Dark Rico should be guessed that they need to reload the stream. Yes, we did. Electric's with us. Shoutouts to Electric. Mr. Ether on DLive. Shoutouts to you. Any word on DLive as well? I says, I guess I missed the bottom. Well, you know what? This could just be an epic bull trap. I'm sure many people are feeling like that they didn't snatch up $31,000 Bitcoin on the 3 dips to that zone. But I think it might be a little too early to say that we've officially cleared the bottom. Yep. Let's see here. Alex81SG joins us on DLive. I want another bottom on Bitcoin. I still find it hard to believe that 30K is our bottom. Where is the blood in the streets? Well, we did have a taste of blood.
What might be even more painful? Bitcoin just slowly ratcheting up, leaving everybody behind who's waiting for one more bottom, and then buying back in
43, 40
near like 60K, and then we drop again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the pain.
Could very well be.
That is a good question, but in terms of blood in the streets, we certainly got a taste of it with a 50 plus percent correction from the highs. How much more do you want and still want to call it a bull market? I think 50% was generous. I bought the 50% Bitcoin dip. Let's have a look here.
Remember yesterday, Jack, how you're talking about that meme of the guy poking something with a stick, just telling Bitcoin to do something? Yes. You said that yesterday, and I think it hurt you.
Yes, it did wake up and stir just a little bit. Let's see here. We have Malding Girardet. Gift subs, let's go. All right, well, maybe somebody's gifting gift subs on Twitch. All right, Mr. Ether might be doing. I thought he does the DLive ones. Is he doing the Twitch ones now too? Mr. Kobayashi on YouTube. Mr. Kobayashi on YouTube writes, first El Salvador, next year 150 countries, $1 million Bitcoin imminent. Yes, this is my kind of moon juice. This is what we need. Somebody pass the Kool-Aid around. Bitcoin, $1 million. You heard it here from Mr. Kobayashi. Any word. Jeff Berwick is going to be unveiling a new privacy coin similar to Pirate Chain on June 21st. Unknown coin at this point. All right, well, Jeff Berwick is going to be shilling a coin. Get ready for that. Thank you, any word. Marco T. Marco T says, I did tell you sub $30,000 Bitcoin was just not happening. Well, so far, you may be right. Jose Alves. Oi, bye. Oi, 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 oi. All right. Well, shout outs to Jose Alves. B1BS. Any safe mooners? If so, get out. Get out now. All right. Well, apparently the moon mission for safe mooners is officially canceled. Any word, whatever Jeff Berwick turns to gold from cents on the dollar. All right, Jeff Berwick is a modern day. Who's the guy that turns lead into gold?
King Midas.
Yeah, King Midas. He's got the Midas touch. There you go. Rot died on DLive saying hello, Mr. Ether. Interactive brokers allowing cryptocurrency trading by end of summer. Yeah, I heard about that. I should have probably loaded that in on the news. Yes, interactive brokers bringing cryptocurrency trading. That's pretty big. more retail customers might just very well have access to getting wrecked in Bitcoin. All right, I would read this in French, but my French is so-so. Yes. All right. Well, thank you for the comment.
Is it like mandatory that you know French living in Canada?
You know, we all got like French education in school,
Oui,
right?
oui. I hear you. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Yeah.
No, no.
No.
Zulo. Ernest Agaya, why do I need a company to do this for me when smart contracts can do it? Well, then you wouldn't be so protected. Who audited your smart contract? You know they have a whole compliance department that looks over and keeps you safe until it doesn't, and then people get wrecked, and then you wait millions of dollars for the class action, or you wait years for the class auction to pay out a pittance. But smart contracts, you get the rug pulled and you just go away. Any word, bunch of liars. Yes, the CFTC might be embellishing a little bit. Polybee's with us. Absol on Twitch is with us. Mr. Ether mentioning data is coming right back down. All right, we have to look at data a little later. I heard it did big things today. Who's ready for a sub giveaway, says Mr. Ether. Congrats to anybody getting subs on DM Live. Mr. Ether.
He's on all the platforms now.
Wow, Mr. Ether, he is a very generous man, goes town to town, sprinkling gifts upon all the poor peasant children. Any word, they only protect the central bank fraud. PDD 63, I believe in the almighty dollar, and it's now backed by a not so trustworthy government entity known as the US government. It may be close to failing. Guys, I think the demise of the US dollar has been greatly exaggerated. Malden Jerriere, what name is Keek W? All right, Veritasium, don't worry about Veritasium. Rollo Maximus is with us. He says he's starting to feel the FOMO. I can certainly see why. Stuwok says good evening. Daniel Ball on YouTube had 4 days of misery, and I'm happy with the 10% gains an hour ago. All right, 4 days of misery just to eke out 10% on today's candle. Congrats, Mr. Daniel.
I think that's awesome. I mean, 10% is 10%.
Yeah, 4 days. If it was just 4 days of somewhat underwater activity, if you didn't get shaken out, you didn't close your position, and you made it out on the other side with 10% gains, that isn't bad at all. Congrats to Daniel Ball. You're here at the right place. Let's have a look here. I do have to get into the next segment, so let's wrap this up. Roland Maximus says he wants another leg down. Never sell your soul. Stake your soul. It's a trap. All right. That's right, guys. Get your Solana in now while you still can. Stake it up for those big, 10% APY. Any word, central banking is not in control of Bitcoin, in my opinion. Or central banking is in control of Bitcoin, in his opinion. Maybe not. Any word, they have unlimited dry powder to make it go up and down. I guess they do, but inevitably it's gonna go up. The tokenomics say so. They can keep throwing the dry powder at it. I welcome it. Please, central bankers, pump my Bitcoin bags, I beg you. Let's see here. Any word thinks Bitcoin's 30K bottom is in. Marco T says cheers. Already mentioned him. All right. Thuy Trend 357 is with us. Shoutouts to you, Thuy Trim. Tommy 8888's with us. Alex 1233, and that's it. Mr. T, bear trap in the bull market, says Mr. T. And Taz Blitz says, damn, I need to get a faster finger. Okay. What do you guys think about Kusama and their parachain slot auction? I think that it's good. Progress is being made at Kusama, which translates to progress and development over at Polkadot. It's entirely possible that within a year or two, Polkadot and Kusama will rise to become very favorable alternatives to Ethereum. I think one of the real Ethereum killers is currently preparing to spring forward into the marketplace. Okay. That's it, guys. I have said enough. It's time to get into the main event, and that is, of course, the analysis. Today's show ends a little early, guys, so the lemon chest is going to be opened early as well. Just under 30 minutes for the lemon chest. And let's do it. I just connected to Alex's stream. Alex, if you don't mind flipping back over there, thank you very much.
All right. I'm sitting around waiting for you to get to me. I just forget. That.
All good. All good.
Just yeah.
Didn't really miss or see anything. It's all good. Bitcoin CME 1-day chart on Alex's screen is up, so we're all synced up and good to go. Gentlemen, ladies as well, if you're in the live chat, please, I'm going to scroll up and find your requests, but do me a favor, consider reposting your request if you have one. Again, today's show is going to run a little shorter, so probably not going to get to an insane amount of requests, but we'll do our best. Alex, take it away from here.
So I feel pretty good about the fact that yesterday, right over here, I was telling you that I felt like we were about to bounce. I wish I had told you all to just 100 exit right in that spot, in which case, we would all be sitting around celebrating today and getting ready to go out, on a cruise or something. But it is what it is. We did end up bouncing from this area. I hope you guys took my advice and took a 4-hour cross up here. If you did, then you were at least able to get in around 32 or something, and you should still be up.
Yeah, if I wasn't asleep during that, looking at that thing on lower time frames, that was just a beautiful inverse head and shoulders.
We're a little overextended right here, just on lower time frames. Let me just on the hourly. I think I might like to see us pull back towards.
Yep. That's the line I was talking about earlier. We're coming right up on that resistance right now.
I think I'd like to see us move sideways, break down, and just retest this support level right here. And just kind of confirm that we have bottom down here like we appear to. You can see the 12-hour is looking kind of good. We're back over the 12-hour baseline. On the non-CME chart, as you can see, we were able to remain above the daily baseline. We kind of rode it downwards and are getting a baseline bounce here. This is probably a valid continuation signal. I'm going to consider taking this tonight. We've got the cross here. Normally, I like my crosses to be
above zero.
Yeah. What? No, don't. Okay. Well. Yeah. Normally, I prefer my cross to be above zero, but it's not necessary. It's just one of those edges that's nice to have. But yeah, I think what is most interesting right now is the fact that Bitcoin recovered the most right now. So Bitcoin is up roughly 10% right now. Ethereum up 3%. Let me see right here. BCH 5%. EOS 4%. LRC only up 2%. MATIC, you think MATIC would have a really good buyback. MATIC is only up 1.5% right here. So I'm thinking that right now the market is, as we've been kind of suspecting, that the market is more interested in Bitcoin in this spot than alts. Like, alt season might still be over for now. Alts might need to rest, and they are about to lose value against Bitcoin in this spot. Bitcoin's just going to gain more value. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. I haven't looked at it today, but I can imagine it's going to be up a whole lot. Look how much Bitcoin gained versus all these major alts.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Bitcoin dominance finds the bottom here. As we have been, this is what we've been kind of looking for the last several weeks. Ever since we put in this, this was the big drop. This day right back here was the big drop. Ever since we put in that day, money has slowly been trickling out of alts and into Bitcoin. And I think today we're getting the confirmation of that break of trend and the bottoming behavior of Bitcoin dominance here against alts. I think we're about to rapidly move to 50-50 here. I think Bitcoin is about to gain a whole lot of value versus alts in this spot. Alts could still move up in USD value here, don't get me wrong, but it may be that Bitcoin is the better opportunity in this spot. Let's take a look at some alt pairs and see if that makes sense, and see if it's like on the alt Bitcoin pairing charts. What's ETH Bitcoin look like? Yeah.
That's what we said yesterday. Looked pretty ugly.
Yeah. Right up here at resistance, at the point of control, or excuse me, at the baseline from underneath. You'll recall I mentioned, someone asked about ETH Bitcoin. I said, look, in the short term, Bitcoin's about to gain value versus ETH. But in the long term, I think ETH is going to gain value against Bitcoin. So right now, I'm expecting a pretty big pullback here of ETH Bitcoin versus Bitcoin, or, ETH versus Bitcoin. So downwards, dun, dun. This looks rough. Our trend is something like, is it log? It's a log trend. Okay. Ugh. Say roughly like this. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a little triangle there.
There. I'd be pretty cautious on it. Bitcoin here. ADA. Oh, that looks worse. This looks like a beautiful short opportunity on ADA Bitcoin, BT dubs. Look, we tried. We tried to make it over this area, and we just couldn't. 3 days, 6 days, 9 days. It's a lot of days we were up here at resistance, right? Push, 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 push. Collapse. Maybe we could move up here just a little bit more. But I would probably be trying to find a way to short this area and take it back down towards 3,000 sats. I like that. You got all this volume right here, this bulge on VPVR. I feel like we want to come down here to splash into this whole area. BCH, what's going on with you? Not fantastic. We have a really beautiful trend here. Just beautiful. And then once we break it, that's it. And people say you can't get anything out of TA. I mean, look how much information you can get from just drawing lines on these damn charts, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to be like, oh, line was going up, line stopped going up, that's bad, right? But it's really that simple. This looks really rough here on BCH. We broke the trend. We held here below this resistance level. So support here, resistance here. As you can see, we've broken down here, and now on the 3-day, we're putting in a 3 black crows pattern, which looks really rough.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got 2 more days until we close this 3-day, so maybe we could bounce from this area, but I would be pretty hesitant. I think if nothing else, we're likely to end up to return right here. Get right down into this order block, resistance here, support here, point of control. I think everything is pulling price right back down here on BCH Bitcoin. EOS Bitcoin. Similar story, rather far above support right now. So support, resistance here, support here. And arguably, we're just breaking below support again. So we can see a really big drop here of EOS against Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean that EOS USD has to go down in price. What could happen here is
Bitcoin can just accelerate way faster and the USD value still rises.
Bitcoin USD. Bitcoin is just like bounce super hard right up towards like 50,000. Let's just say 50,000. There's a big area up here that we have been looking at. Say this entire area right here. But EOS USD, instead of doing that, say EOS USD only comes up to this area right here. What's the difference in these spots? I'm on the wrong chart, but no. But these, even if we were looking at the right chart, it'd still be like roughly the same amount. Well, in that case, I wonder how exactly it is going to play out. But my point to you is that, you know, I don't want to overstate the fact that these alt pairs are falling here against Bitcoin. It could just very well mean that Bitcoin is
about to overtake
they're not going to gain as much in USD as Bitcoin does. But still, I think this is really important information here. I may change around some of my allocation out of alts and into some Bitcoin. You guys know I've been, you know, basically flat Bitcoin for months now. Just been kind of trading alts. But the charts are telling us that maybe that time is over. Let's look one more time at Bitcoin dominance. It's a little convincing in some ways.
Well, it's broke two different trends now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the broader markets here. I don't really want to focus on alts too much. All these charts are basically doing the same thing. The interesting divergence is that Bitcoin divergence, right? Because like the market has basically been in lockstep for the last 2 months. Every chart looking exactly the same, but today that is not true. Today, Bitcoin is diverging from the alts. We can see it on the Bitcoin dominance chart. We see it just like in the amount gain, like the actual amounts. Like, you know, Bitcoin is up 9%. Uniswap perp is up 4%. Dragon perp is up 4%. Privacy perp is up 6%. You know, none of the alt contracts gained as much in USD as Bitcoin did. Bitcoin gained more value. Therefore, Bitcoin dominance rises. So, you know, these things are all interrelated, and they give us a sense of how the overall general market is moving. Let's look at traditionals. Dixie sideways-ish. I would classify it as having a down day and then getting bought back up above support, right? So it looked like we were coming back down into the red support area that we have marked out, but instead we just popped right back up above the actual support level that we had marked out right here around 90.1, whatever the hell, dollar units. I say this remains bullish for the dollar, bearish for traditional markets as of right now. Remain above the daily baseline. Very, very, we've got a 3-day buy signal over here, which is, you know, it's not nothing. Dow Jones having another down day. Oh boy. Currently in the no trade zone, starting to trade bearish on our moving average here. The 3-day close yesterday. Not a lot of information. We did finally close underneath the 3-day baseline. Weekly is also pretty rough looking. As you can see, we never made it above weekly resistance. Closed below it here. We opened right at it here, closed below it. Well, actually, we will be closing below it in 2 days, rather. I don't want to overstate that. We still got 2 days to close this weekly candle. But overall, you know, where's the bullishness, right? Where's the bullishness? NASDAQ up today. That's interesting. Well, it's good that NASDAQ and crypto, I guess are still rather correlated here. I mean, it's up today, but okay. So how did this work? So yesterday we gapped up, closed down, and today we gapped up today and are closing a little bit down again. So you know what? This doesn't even look that bullish. We're just more trading down here. Still at resistance. I'm not sold yet. If the QQQ keeps going, fantastic. The weekly is not setting up badly here, but I'm just not sold yet. I'm just not. We got to close above 340 here before I consider this to be a real breakout. SPY. More sideways at resistance. You know what? This was a new all-time high today. It's barely perceptible, but yep. 422.79, 422.28. Or no, this is open. No, interesting. Wait, high of. Okay, so we did gain 0.05 here. So it was a new all-time high today, but we're still at resistance. Maybe we're turning it into support here. I mean, look at this. So think about it as this area is our resistance. We've had a really hard time getting over. We're kind of on top of it right now, right? Well, we'll see how it goes. Ideally, what we want is for the dollar to break down here somehow. This support level that we've been eyeing. Just the dollar can do that and push the traditional markets up, then crypto has at least a good chance for a strong bounce, if not maybe round 2 sooner than we thought. I think it still makes more sense to expect a rough summer, but we'll see. Tell you what, let's do a look at chart requests.
Let's do it. I got a few lined up already. Let me take a look at the time too. See if the chest, chest's gonna get open in 10 minutes, guys. Get your D-Live lemons in. 100% of all proceeds go pretty much right back in the chest, guys. So I do appreciate anybody coming through with those. All right, let me quickly rejig today's screen and reveal the first request on the board. Still got room for a few more requests, guys. Yes, the show's going to wrap a little early today, but we got room. We got room for your requests. Get a few more in, not too many more. But let's open up with this first one. Longbeard on YouTube writes, could you look up ICP for me, please?
Sure. I mean, we just looked at it yesterday, and there's really not much more to say that I didn't say yesterday. I said that I thought we were likely to bounce from the 80s, which was right below the most recent wick. Right here. Maybe we're doing that right now, but we're not doing it super strongly. It hasn't bounced as much as Bitcoin has. It's up like 4%. Bitcoin's up 9%. So again, something that's not bouncing as strongly as Bitcoin is in this spot. I still think that we're much more likely to return up here to this $100 area, and that this could be a spring. But I guess that really remains to be seen. I don't have anything to say that I didn't say yesterday about it. What's next?
Excellent. Thank you for the look at ICP. Just a reminder to Longbeard, indeed, he did do an expanded look at ICP yesterday. You know, you can always catch the replay on YouTube along with timestamps, making it super easy to look back and reference, well, at least yesterday's episode. Not sure how far back you can go in a replay and still find it relevant to you, but there's that. All right, next one up is data, DATA. Mr. Ether says data's coming right back down. I got in at 190 sats. Yeah, I think there was some
that was a ballsy entry, man.
Epic price action on data today.
Looks like we're just coming down to hang out at the local point of control.
Hot boy.
See this resistance level on the 4-hour right around 17.5 cents or so. Yeah, I think we're probably likely to, after we come down a little bit more, just end up hanging around this area for a little while. There's just, I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't, presumably you already took profits, so I just wouldn't do anything with it right now. It's certainly way too late for anybody else to get into it. What's next?
All right, shout out to Mr. Ether and best of luck with you and the data trade. Let's go into the next request. We have Solana for any word on DLive.
Still at resistance. I think this looks really bad. I said yesterday when we broke down that most likely we were going to... actually, I said we could very well bounce from here, and we did. But as is often the case, all that we really did was we came back up and we retested the resistance after breaking down from our trend. So I would probably classify this as a place to be exiting your SOL long. Right here at the point of control. Yeah, I mean we don't really have a continuation signal yet, or if we did, it's already looks like it's already crossing back under. You know, the price action just doesn't look fantastic here. We got support. Fine, we break down, we come back, we retest it as resistance. I think it's far more likely we break down here and retest the lows on SOL. What's next?
All right, there is your look at SOL for any word. Shout outs to any word on DLive. Here we go. Here's the next request. Jay Reinhold on YouTube writes, can we please look at OMG RX? All right, let's start with OMG.
Get to the dollar. Oh my god.
Well, if we bounce from here, I think the two areas where we're likely to see the most resistance are right here. And probably this area right here. We don't necessarily have to bounce right here. I still see some untested volume below us at around $4 and $4.50. So be cautious here. I don't know that all the markets are going to bounce all at the same time right here. We do see Bitcoin is diverging. What's next?
All right, just depositing some lemons into the chest today. Let's see if that worked. There we go. All right, lemons are in the bag. Let me get right into the next request. We have RXP. RXP is the next request.
Okay.
What is RXP?
Well, it's not here. We will try ChartX. Hey guys, if you know it's an ultra shitcoin, you gotta be more specific about where we can chart it.
You know what? I think there is no RXP, surprisingly, ticker anywhere in crypto land. I think this was XRP mistyped. So let's go with XRP.
Yeah, I mean, it looks the same as almost every other alt does right now. Currently, Bitcoin is, it kind of looks like the stronger play. I think a long could work out in this spot, but it's going to be dependent on if the entire market bounces or not. In which case, I mean, the entire market is bouncing. I don't see any reason why XRP is going to be stronger to recover here than any other particular alt. If you've got a good belief in the system, then by all means take it. But I don't see why XRP over Bitcoin or anything else. What's next?
All right, Mr. Ether giving away subscriptions. Shoutouts to Mr.
Yeah,
Ether.
right.
I tried to claim, but it was already gobbled up. Congrats to everybody getting the trader handle on DLive. Big shoutouts to Mr. Ether for making it happen. The giveaway king, Mr. Ether, everybody. Let's get into the next request. It's
Good work
LTC
on your house, by the way.
Litecoin. Yeah, great work on that, Reno. What
Mhm.
at least I know who to
I
call
saw that last night.
for my contracting needs.
Pay him in Ether.
I think we could probably take it up to $250, and then it's going to break down to $100. It just doesn't look any different from anything else. Thankfully, we'll be above the daily baseline soon, but it'll be a while before we can take a long because the oscillator's just pretty far below zero. What's next?
All right, getting into the next request. How we doing on time? All right, minute and a half to go for opening up the chest. Keep your eyes peeled on DLive for the quarter after mark. We'll be distributing those rewards in just a bit. User by the name of Miss Deer. Miss Deer writes, is Bitcoin going to go down even more and more and buy more this weekend? All right, interesting question here, but of course... We don't know.
Yeah,
we
that's-
can't exactly predict the future. If you're uncertain and if you see yourself panicking and buying in when the price surges to 40 or higher, my recommendation is spread it out. Just buy a little bit here. In a week, buy a little bit more. If the price goes down, you'll get exposure to that. If the price goes up, you'll spread it out up top too. No need to, to scrutinize exactly what the price is going to do next. If your intention is to buy and accumulate Bitcoin, buy it, not all at once. Spread it out. Dollar cost averaging really takes the timing out of it. All right. Well, thank you for that question, Miss Deer. Please do follow and subscribe if you're new to us on YouTube. All right, let's get into what right now is the final request on my board. It's for Hollow Chain. Jahami Merlot on YouTube. Could you take a look at Hot USDT, please? And Stuwak on DLive writes, Hollow, please, please. All right, Hollow it is.
This is kind of a really nice looking chart right here. Very, very orderly decline.
Now getting above the baseline
And
again.
they're right up against our trend line, above our daily baseline. I kind of like this chart. I think there's a lot to recommend it to us. We're right below 1 cent right now. I say you could take it from here back up to 1.5 cents. I really like this as a target area. I like hot here. I do. We don't even have a continuation long signal yet. You couldn't take it off of my system. I don't know that we won't break down and maybe retest this area one more time. I feel like price would want to come down here one more time.
Okay, to be opening the chest in 10 seconds, guys.
I don't know if we'll ever retest this buy area. We already tested it once, twice. That might be it. I'll tell you, I mean, you take this on a break of the downtrend, I think you'll be good to go. I think you'll be good to take it to at least 1.5 cents. And if not that, I think 2 cents would be the second area that I'd be looking, which would be just right up here. Okay. What's next?
There you go, guys. We just distributed lemons. Hopefully you caught it in time. Never be caught sleeping while on the DLive job. Here we have a look at today's big winners. We are, of course, we gave away 609 lemons today. Any Word came in first with 128 lemons. Congrats to Any Word. Crypto Bull with 74 lemons. Jason with 54. Mr. Ether appropriately with 43. And Tommy 888 with 36 lemons. Congrats to all the DLive users who got a shot at some of the cryptocurrency of DLive known as lemons today. Good luck with everything, guys. Get your lemonade in while you can. In the meantime, let's see what we have left on the request board for today's request. We still got about 13 minutes left in the show. Let's see what we can do. Cavano Trades on YouTube writes, can you take a look at SPCE? I've been swing trading it. Price action reminds me of crypto markets. What are your thoughts?
Looks pretty strong here. We should be closing above the weekly high this week. I think it's got legs to keep going, man. Hopefully we'll test back down towards $30. I would be a buyer the closer we got to $30 and below it. And then there is an off chance that we could come down and retest
That gap.
Yeah, which is unclosed, but it doesn't have to close.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the gap fill. But one way or another, I like this. This has legs to keep going. This is a good long-term hold, I think, for the next few months. I see it. I see it. Let's look at the monthly chart. So we come back down, we retest the point of control here. Successful. We start moving up. Yeah, the monthly chart is strong. Where would we be targeting? Let's do it. Where's my tool? Here's trend-based fib extension. Where are you at? Here we go. All right. Bottom.
I think you've already completed
Top.
that one.
Bottom. All right. I like.
Retested those wicks.
Yeah, I do, but I think.
To get there, you're probably continuing.
Yeah, exactly. If once we get here, we'll probably keep going. So I like 55 as a take profit level. 85. After 85, we'll probably pull back, consolidate a little bit. And then if we broke above 85, I think $200 would be next, just straight up. It's a strong chart. This is very strong right here. And the amount of volume comparatively is strong. Look at month after month. Like it's just, you can't even see the volume bars, right? I've had so much volume come in here over the last year, 2 years, where there weren't in 2018 and 2019. There's interest here in SPCE where there was not before. The chart looks good. I like the stock. What can I say? What's next?
All right, Cavano Trades. Good luck on the moon mission for Virgin Galactic Holdings there. What do we got left? Nope, we got one more request still left on the line here, and it's XMR, Monero for any word.
I think it's clear looking at the monthly that we're going to want to spend some more time down here, around $200. So let's just go ahead and mark that out because we'll be revisiting that area whenever it happens. So see strong consolidation here. Boom, boom. And we just retouched it yesterday, actually. So at this point, I want to see us come back up. Let's move this. I no longer... If we break up, we'll break above this. So, no. Well, gosh, at this point, I would just be looking to take it all the way back up towards $400, I think. We already rejected from here once. Supports held once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. We've got to break over this resistance area and probably pump towards $400. Pump towards $400 and collapse back down to around 250. Reaccumulate until September. Take off. So let's draw that out. We like to draw these things out and just see how these are not predictions into the future. They're just educated guesses. We'll see how things work out. Where's my drawing tool? Ah, there we go. Maybe something like that? Let's see. It's certainly a few months out. What's next?
Well, that was the last request still remaining on the board. Let me see if any late requests came in across the line. Miss Deer on YouTube just came through with what will likely be the last request of the day. Something that we looked at just the other day, and that's CLOVW. What is CLOVW?
Apparently, it's the most shorted stock in the whatever.
Ooh.
So yeah, when we looked at it, it was back over here. It looks like someone got pushed out of their position. I guess if you want, you could buy it on a retest of $15, and that's a relatively low risk area. If we started to close back below it, it's more like $16, $17. So if we close back below it, you'd want to be out because we could come all the way down and close this gap. But I don't know anything about it, and there's not enough data to want to trade it. So if you've got your Wall Street bet reasons, then take it for those reasons. But you can't see the short interest on the chart, so I don't have much to say about that. What's next?
All right, not much to say on that one beyond that. Thank you, Miss Deer, for another request today. It's good to always have new users come through the live chat. All right, let me just double check. Are there any remaining requests to do, or are we gonna go to wrap? How are we doing on time? Still about 5 minutes left in the show. Let's wind things down nice and slow here. See what remains. All right. I do see one more request here came in from Alex81SG. Let's take a dive into AVAX. Alex81SG writes, do you have a couple good entries for an AVAX long-term hold? All right, let's mark out some entries, shall we?
Well, I mean, I already have entries marked out. So this area is a potential long-term hold area. Another one is around $10, and I also have, as a potential long shot, $5.50 would be another one. I mean, I don't know how long these areas are. I don't know what's going to be a good area potentially. Or I know what good areas are, but I don't know how far we're going to fall. So a lot of these areas I've marked out, they've been marked for months. So unless you're a new user, it always irks me when people ask me for entry levels. It's like, well, hello, like, what do I do every day here? Anyway, there's some potential entry levels. I would look around, right around here, $15, $10, $5.50. These are good areas. What's next?
All right, well, that crosses out what's likely the last request of the day. Let me take a look at the chat. All right, a bunch of thank yous coming through. Mr. Ether says, great show. I got to go see you in the session. That's right, guys. The mentorship session comes your way in just about half an hour's time, which means today's show is going to move to wrap right around here. We are, well, let's see here. Any word just requested Exodus stock. Exodus? What is Exodus? Besides the desktop wallet. It's not related to that, I imagine.
Well, I mean, unless you've got a ticker, buddy.
Hey, Anyword, why don't you throw us a ticker real quick? Exodus not coming up when you search.
Nope.
Well then, let's continue. Exodus wallet stocks, $27.42. Exodus wallet is this? You'd think it would have a crypto, but
Unless you have a ticker in some place where I can look at it, I can't chart it.
Exodus. Let's see here. Public offering. Let's see here. Well, I'm not immediately coming up on it. I did see they have a public offering. They filed with the SEC to sell. You can buy it in advance on wallet. Yeah, IPO. All right, maybe it's still IPOing. Either way.
Yeah, I hate buying stuff at IPO. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably a really dumb idea. So.
All right, final question, and we're going to slowly wind things down here. And it comes from Jay Reinhold on YouTube. Is the death cross still in place? What is it? That's like the 55 and the 200 EMA, something like that?
50 and the 200.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that historically. It usually does the opposite of what people expect it to. Like when we get that, I mean, if you go back to, I believe it was October of 2019, that's when we had one where we went straight from 7 to 10K, like right on the cross. Like they usually are counterintuitive.
Indeed. I don't know if that's something you want to paint on the screen now, if we still have time.
I don't, because I'll have to change moving averages, and then I don't think the moving average crosses do much more than confirm that a trend is bullish or bearish. It's like, well, obviously, if the 50-day moving average is underneath the 200-day moving average, then that means that the overall trend is bearish. But it doesn't, like, it's just confirmation. And I mean, if you've been holding anything for the last couple of months, I think you already know the trend is bearish. So I just don't think it tells us any new information. To me, it doesn't. That's why I never talk about moving average crosses, except with regards to like a strategy. Like if you want to go and test like one moving average cross against a specific moving average cross on Bitcoin or the alts or on traditional markets or anything like that, that's one thing. And then you come to me and you're like, hey, Alex, this moving average cross only means X thing. But if it's like there's a meme and someone told me that this means bad stuff when this happens, yeah, sure. I mean, it means bad stuff's already happening.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, show us the back-tested data on historical death crosses and Bitcoin. I think I've looked at them in the past, and a lot of them are indeed fake outs. With that said, guys, it's 2:30. We got to move to wrap. You should have gotten your Google Calendar invitation to the mentoring session. Speaking of mentoring sessions, this is, of course, one of the many things you get when you join premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. By going premium, you get access not only to our education material, our TradingView indicator suite, the Pathways to Profit course, signals, members lounge access. You also get to join the mentorship sessions for certain levels of the premium membership. So if you do want to get in on a bit of a more intimate setting to talk to our analysts, to get some of the coaching and mentoring you might need as a trader, I do recommend you check out premium. Finally, we have discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. A lot of new users coming in lately. Have you joined our Discord yet? Leading crypto Discord server out there, definitely worth joining. All right, I gotta move to wrap, guys.
If Bitcoin bounces here, Coinbase stock could bounce too from this spot. It's not a bad place to look for a bounce on the Coinbase stock, I think.
Yeah, with all the news,
I'd look for it.
Yeah, and you'd expect all the news to be like, look at Bitcoin go and all this stuff, and yeah, it'd probably just run with the hype. I agree.
Yeah,
I'd take up $300, I think.
It's dumped pretty good since its debut, and I don't know how much this is retraced. How much did it open at? Around 400?
Roughly 50%.
Roughly 50% down. That's not bad. Not a bad spot if you had your eye on Coinbase to consider picking some up there. with that said, guys, I gotta move to wrap. I appreciate everybody hanging in with us today. Of course, come back tomorrow for the Thursday Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. We'll certainly have more time to check out a few more requests, including like this one from Hello tomorrow on YouTube chat. Can you tell me about Curve? We would love to tell you about Curve, but it's probably going to wait till tomorrow. All right, my man?
I mean, we can tell you about the chart, but we're not a fundamental analysis people. Curve is an exchange. You can use it to swap stuff. That's about all I know about it. It's multi-chain.
Indeed. Hello tomorrow. It's nice to have another user come through. Do follow and subscribe on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow with a bit more time. Full 2-hour show coming your way tomorrow to cover all of your requests and all that more. That's it from me. Time to wrap things up. Final words to our analysts.
Trade safely, guys, but I'm long biased right here. Previously, for the last several months, my advice has been to ignore Bitcoin and watch alts, but that is it's probably changing as of today. I feel like today was confirmation that Bitcoin dominance is bottoming, that Bitcoin is going to be doing stronger than alts, at least in the near to midterm. So keep your eyes on it, folks. And don't be afraid to... So I would say don't be afraid to switch around your portfolio if something isn't working. But I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I'm telling you to change your long-term holds or something like that. But I mean, if you're just stuck, if you've gotten along recently and it's not working out, so don't be afraid to switch around to something that is showing more strength.
Jason, any thoughts?
Well, just be careful here. I mean, if you're going to be taking signals, make sure that you're basing it off of something that you actually can take a signal off of. Right now, it's kind of up in the air, but I'm with Alex here on this reaction off the bottom. I think that there's a lot of people that are going to be trying to short every movement, and it's going to pin a bunch of people, and we might get a nice leg up even into the high 40s. I mean, it's absolutely possible. So, I mean, just be careful. I'm watching right now with my hedge on. As soon as I cross that 75 hole, I'm getting out, so I can just make sure I can lock in that from 50. And then from there, I mean, we might have a hell of a ride in front of us.
Indeed. All right, great insight. And that's our analyst thoughts. All right, time to go. We'll see you in the mentorship session. We'll continue with this discussion there. Much love to our audience. We will be back tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.
Trade safely, guys.
Yeah, goodbye.